if you're still living in a flood zone in February, you will be forced to buy flood insurance. Whether you want it, though, won't matter.
FEMA expects to finalize its new flood maps in February, adding areas that weren't there even after the flood of 2006. Action News reporter Adam Chick explains.
No home that is not in a flood area should have to buy flood insurance, plain and simple.
That was March 23rd, 2011, nearly 5 months before one of the worst natural disasters this area has ever seen. The FEMA flood maps were set to be finalized by June of 2011, but they were delayed until February 2013, caught in federal bureaucracy. That left many people without flood insurance when the waters rose last September. Is your house now in a flood zone? You said it wasn't before.
It is now, and I was forced to get flood insurance, which isn't cheap. My house had never been flooded, so I was kind of blindsided.
Once the maps do become effective, then anyone who has a mortgage will receive a letter from their lender who's going to say, you need to buy flood insurance by this date. Here's how much flood insurance you have to buy. And if you don't buy it, we're going to force it onto your escrow.
A $250,000 coverage plan can run upwards of $2,400 per year, or an additional $200 per month. But there's an added layer of complexity, because just how much your flood insurance costs can vary.
There is no standardization across banks with regard to how much flood insurance they require you to purchase.
So if your mortgage gets sold to another bank, which happens all the time, your flood insurance policy might go up or down depending on how much flood insurance the bank is forcing you to buy. And you might not even know it until you get the bill.
2 months, you've made 2 payments on your mortgage, and all of a sudden you're blindsided, you get a letter, and your monthly payment goes up.
Residents who weren't in flood zones last September received a maximum of $30,000 from FEMA. But the next time the area floods, those in a flood zone without insurance will get nothing. Adam Chick, Wbng TV, Action News.
According to the National Flood Insurance Program, if you buy flood insurance before the FEMA maps officially go into effect, you will receive significant savings on your policy.
The New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services announced recently that all buyouts in the town of Union have been reviewed by FEMA, and they do meet state standards. Now, the town of Union expects to know the exact number of homes accepted by the buyout program soon. 180 applications were sent to FEMA, and 120 homes are considered abandoned. FEMA will pay for 75% of the buyout. Homeowners are responsible for 20%, and the town of Union is putting the remaining 5% toward appraisal, asbestos removal, and demolition fees.
I think their concern right now is that they want the houses down. Okay, you know, people are worried and concerned. Lawns getting high, rodents, mold issues.
Abandoned homes are another problem because we have to find out where the owners are, what their plans are, and whether we can encourage them to do something to remediate the properties.
The village of Wbng will be reimbursed by the state for the remaining 25% of its costs, and in Vestal, 61 homes have been submitted for a buyout program. Well, one local community tries to keep their heads held high after being hit by 2 massive floods in just 5 years.
Next, how Conklins come together and what some say it needs to stay together.